Tin onnun exousia.
Hey
What I
guys, this
think,
is my friend Dropsy555. We're here with his Druid, an extremely powerful Pulverize build. We're gonna check it out here. This is probably one of the best builds in Diablo right now in Season 2, and it does insane damage. Right there, you see how you can just kill the boss in 2 hits. This build's based off of Overpower damage and Pulverize. So we're using the Godslayer crown, which gives a lot of boss damage. And Insatiable Fury, this is so he's always in bear form. And some basic gloves with he's stacking overpower damage, plus 4 ranks to pulverize, critical strike chance, and damage to earth skills. And this also has a pulverize imprint on it that does increase the damage of afterwards with the spikes. Next we have Tybalt's Will. This is pretty much the backbone of all the resource generation. You combine Tybalt's with Metamorphosis, and he can dash. Go ahead and show the dash. And it turns you into a bat form, and you regain lots of resources, so he never runs out of resources. It's huge. Absolute most overpowered thing in this game right now. Almost every build uses Tybalt's Will. And boots. Just some basic rare boots. Ghostwalker, some resistances and movement speed. It also has the Unstoppable imprint. We're also on hardcore too, by the way, so we do run the builds a little tankier, but his build is pretty much on the heavy DPS side. This build would work absolutely perfect and flawlessly for softcore. And right now you're using a staff, I believe, right?
yeah, staff, or you can do the mace,
Yep.
whichever one.
And this is the bread and butter of the build. This is the Pulverize enchant, 192%. This is his main attack that he just murders everything with. And your amulet, it's Banish Lords.
Yes, sir.
Next, we have Banish Lords, the amulet. It's another source of his overpower. And for rings, okay,
I
so
have shepherds and retaliation.
okay, so shepherds and retaliation. What about how do these rings work with the pets? So your core skills do additional damage for each active companion. How does that work?
Yes. So say I have like 2 wolves, I'm pretty sure, and then I have 3 ravens, and they're passive
Okay.
above me. So for each one I'm getting 10% additional damage. So I have a total of 50%.
Oh, that's huge. And your next ring?
Retaliation. It's just based on my amount of fortify, my core skills increase.
Okay. You got crit on all of them. You got crit damage on all of them. Life and resource generation. Those are some nice rings.
Yeah,
Can we see your
biggest
stats?
thing, max life. Biggest thing, max life
Max. Oh
on
yeah,
your
max
ring.
life is
Max
huge.
life, maybe resource regen, which isn't as important technically as maybe crowd control. That's why I'm trying the staff too, because it procs one of my legendary nodes. So
Okay.
that's why. Stats, max resistances, all this. I kind of wish I had rolled some other resistances on like this, but I mean, this is a good roll. I think I've, but if I could get one more resistance, that could stack a little more armor. That's why I do the disobedience crown for like just running through nightmares and stuff, because it makes me a little more tankier basically and this is just straight for bossing.
Okay.
Do all this stuff.
What's your
To where I
total
want it to be.
overpower? Holy moly, 1800 overpower damage. That's why you one
Mm,
shot everything.
yeah, this is with the staff, and then look, I can put on the mace, and I got about
Yeah, slap on the mace. Whoa, goes up to 2000.
yeah. I personally I like the staff a little bit. I just kind of got the staff to try it out. So I was like, like more overpowered, obviously, but it feels a little less clunkier with the staff. And I think the original build I'm following even calls for a staff, but I was like, why not more damage,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with core, all this stuff. I mean, I did luck out and get a Harley Quinn. I don't even have it on right now because I don't need it, but it also that gives you, +4 ranks to everything. So then I could have, I think total max I could have a Pulverize with a Harley. Yeah, is 18 ranks in the Pulverize.
Can we see your vampire skills? So we got the Sanguine Brace. Okay, so that gives you more crit with your Fortify, which that's huge. Prey on the weak. It's more damage to vulnerable enemies. There's Blood Boil. Oh, this is another source of his overpower. So when your core skills overpower an enemy, you spawn 3 volatile blood. Oh no,
Yeah,
this
this did
actually, yeah,
explode,
it also
but it
spawns the blood.
guarantees. Yeah,
Guarantees an overpower and spawns blood that explode around you. So that's double. That's a really strong power. And then there's Hemomancy that does damage based off of 80% of his life. That's everybody loves that thing this league. That's on
I'm
every
willing
single build.
to. I don't mind Undying either. Undying's not awful. I was kind of running that with
I use
another
that. I like
version of it. But and then obviously Metamorphosis. Oh, you tell them the quick tip: don't upgrade your Metamorphosis.
Oh yeah, do not ever upgrade your Metamorphosis in season 2 because you can dash every 2 seconds. If you upgrade it, then you gotta wait longer. It'll go to 3 to 4 seconds. So you want to keep your Metamorphosis at level 1 so you can get the max resources. We
Yeah,
actually had a friend re-level his druid after he was already 100 because he had level 3 metamorphosis. So always leave it at level 1. You want to max all your other skills to 3, then get metamorphosis, or just don't level them at all after you get it. But in order to get metamorphosis, you also have to kill Lord Zir in the quest line. It's one of the last skills you get. Can we see our Paragon boards?
Yeah, do you want Spirit Boons real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Just
Spirit
show
boons.
us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Take awareness, which is the basicest thing of like every druid build ever. I think I've never seen a druid build, I swear, use anything other than this.
So they always get reduced damage from elites. Okay. Worriness.
And I bind with the, what is that? The deer spirit. That's the deer. What the heck is this one? I forget. Eagle. Eagle. This is the eagle spirit then. Yeah. Why is the eagle spirit down?
Iron Feather. Which one? Are you getting the crit strike chance or the life? Which one are
I'm
you running?
taking increased strike chance,
Yeah.
and I'm taking both. I take both.
Oh, you get
You don't.
both. Okay, so you get
Yeah,
2
you
boons of
can
crit strike.
bond with one of the spirits, so I take 2 from this one.
That's huge. 14% life and 5% crit. That's like Necro, yeah. You get the 5% crit for sacrifice, but you get 2. It's massive.
Oh, this is another thing. Um, Pack leader is good. You with poison creeper, you use pop poison creeper. It's considered a companion skill. So if you're like, and this is just, obviously just increase your damage. Like you can increase your damage too with it when you have poison creeper based on, I think, the skills that I have set, like the skill tree. Um, but this helps it cool it down. So basically, if I go into like a group of people and pop poison creeper and like it has a chance of literally it procs it almost immediately. Like, oh, the cooldown is literally almost non-existent if you play it right. Plus, when you pop Poison Creeper, you turn into Shapeshifter, which helps with another. Is one of the Paragon points, like the on the board, because you're changing in form, so you're shapeshifting, obviously. So it's helping with more damage. Which I think when you shapeshift, you do. I think we'll see. I think it's like 20 more, 20x damage or something, 20% more damage.
Okay.
Coming like as you're shapeshifting. So.
It's big.
And then the last one is the Obsidian Slam, which is another every 20th kill, your next Earth skill will overpower. One skill tree.
Alright, skill tree.
Obviously, it's two in the wind shear just because you need to get the hell down here. So you take the wind shear, which helps too because it makes you shapeshift and human again. If you want to toss that, you can literally throw like one of those, hit someone, 20% chance to make them vulnerable just cause whatever. And then come here. You see all these like, I have skills to all this. That's just because of the banished lords. It gives me like points and all these. Obviously,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have any, but And then you take Heart of the One and the Heart of the Wild. Maximum Spirit just increases a little bit. You take 3 in the Wild Impulses. Score skills cost 9x more spirit, but you deal 15 increase more damage. So multiples, I'm pretty sure, with the X there. Yep, you put 5 ranks in a Pulverize. 5 ranks in the Pulverize. Um, then you get, I think, 3 more ranks. 4? You know, you get 4 ranks if you get a Max Lord.
Well, so you have 4 overpowers then. Your next
Yeah,
Pulverize will overpower every 12 seconds while you remain healthy.
then yes.
So you're running a total of 4 overpowers with this build. That is insane.
Yeah, because that goes into the modifiers of like you have this one Pulverize, Enhanced Pulverize, and then you take Primal.
Mhm.
So when I hit them, they do reduce damage as well. So it's another like DR type thing. Then you take a point into Predator Instinct just to get to Iron Fur, more damage reduction while in werebear form, and because of the Insatiable Fury, you're always in werebear form.
For the damage reduction. Is there any other
hmm
big key passives down further down the tree?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I'm taking a lot of stuff. So for like the this one, this is Nature's Reach. This is distant enemies because with Pulverize, like with the Shockwave aspect, you want to be kind of like right outside melee range,
Mhm.
and so you get the most damage because it like double hits it. You'll hit with the Pulverize, and then you hit with that aftershock as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you just put like you take Brutal Poison Creeper because they increase your critical strike chance by 20%, which I think I already have a 55% chance of critical strike. So obviously when I pop this, and this, I don't even need to pop this on like 70s, like honestly, like 70 dungeons, like Nightmare Tier 70s. Um,
Oh my. So you get a total of 20% extra crit against monsters that are poison.
yeah, and you don't even need to pop this. Like, and I was walking through 60s, like I only popped it just sometimes if I get bored. I'm like, I just want to see like
Yeah.
a million crit, you know. Just take that. You take 3 in the Nature's Reach. Like I was saying, you just take wolves because you get two wolves that follow you. I mean you don't have to summon them at all. Like I don't hit the button for them at all. They're I guess they're passively flying around me. Um, some ravens, so technically that's why I was saying like I have 5 companions around me, so I do
Mhm.
50% enhanced ravens and then additional. So I get 2 additional obviously because of that. So that's the 3. Work it down here. Take 1 into mending. While we reform, you receive 5% additional healing from all sources, and then take 3 into purification. And when you remain in werebear form, your next non-defensive skill will overpower. So if you just stay in werebear form, this is also
Is that a fifth?
another guarantee of overpower.
That's your
Yes,
fifth guarantee of overpower. Holy moly.
because of Sexual Fury, you're literally always in overpower. Crushing Earth. This is just Earth skills because it takes 15x damage. Then you do Safeguard. You get Fortify. This helps you build your Fortify. I Fortify for my entire health bar. Like literally my entire life, which I think I have like 25k, like 24k max life when I'm in werebear form. So I mean, I also have uh, 24,000 fortify. While you fortify stone guard here, over 50% of your maximum life, your skills deal 12x increased damage, which I'm almost like 99% of the time above like fortify for over half of my max or 50% of my maximum life. So there, up to here. Neurotoxin, just that's for poison, and then you have it in venom. Expected to envenom here.
You and your companions gain
Short strike
30%
damage.
bonus crit strike damage. That's pretty big.
You go here, you just pop one you petrify just to go because you can stun them. Run into a thing, stun them, and then you deal 30x increased short strike damage. Again, a lot of like up until like you really don't need it unless you're fighting like a boss. The big pack of elites for trash mobs, you literally just run and one tap everything without having to really hit your skill bar. Then you take Defiance. Nature magic skills deal 12x increased damage to elites. Put 3 ranks into that, and then 3 ranks into natural disaster. So my Earth skills deal 12x increased damage to vulnerable enemies. What I'm taking there, because I'm not using storm skills, so it's just the, kind
Yeah.
of the first part of that.
What
And then you take
situations
Quick
do you
Shaft.
use Petrify in? Is that for like bosses and stuff or elites?
Yeah, bosses you could throw in, like, if you're just doing bosses, right? Like, farming like Durils and Gregories and Varshans, you can throw like the Godslayer on as well with that. Plus, Petrify is really good for bosses. Or you can even use Petrify. Let's say like you're in a big group of elites, you can pop Petrify, stun them all, and then just one tap them, so they don't
Okay.
even hit you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think they're stunned for how long? They're stunned for 3 seconds, or off the rip, and 3 seconds is plenty enough time for you to, like, if you're rushing in there, you need to regather for a second, or got to dash to redo your spirit. You're fine. You take Quick Shaft, so shifting skill transforms you into a different form. It deals 15x increased damage, so that's another thing of shapeshifting. That's why popping Poison Creeper, you shift into a human and then you pulverize again, so that's another thing for 15x increased damage. So
Okay.
that's why Poison Creeper's there and good.
So that's why you jump out of it sometimes to get that extra boost.
Yeah, a little boost. Plus, I get, if I shapeshift into a werewolf or werebear in my case, it gained 12% damage reduction against elite. So after you shift back, you have 12% damage reduction from, like, you know bosses and elites. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So,
Huge.
and the main key passive is Ursine Strength. That's what I'm running.
Earth Sign Strength. Gain 20% additional maximum life while in werebear form for 3 seconds. While healthy, deal 25% increased damage and 20. Whoa, another 25 increased overpower damage. That thing's a big buff. That's 3 different things. That's crazy. That's really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Can we take a look at the Paragon boards now?
Yep. Where's my beginning one? Oh, here. Glyph popping in the first one. Popping in exploit, which when an enemy is damaged by you, they become vulnerable for 3 seconds. Every dexterity or more increased damage. It's kind of just the basic of it.
Yep.
Zuck, are you linking the build that I'm following and
Yeah,
the thing?
yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna have the links or the build in the comments.
Weird. Big thing here. Social guidance. It's a big legendary node too. After spitting Sunfire Spirit, you deal 30x increased damage for 5 seconds. Which is kind of insane.
Very, very useful. Yeah.
You go up there, yeah, you take this.
Especially with all the excess spirit you get with Tybalt's Will. It's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then the second board, you're taking Earth and Sky. So you get more core skill damage, and your nature magic skills deal 10x increased damage to crowd control of vulnerable enemies. Um, Max that, or got the 40 willpower, so I get that aspects of it, the nature magic skill aspect. Then I think I came up. I think you come up here, Zug. I think I did this one because it matters which way you do it. Like, it matters because I think of how you put your Paragon port on. It matters of, like, what order you should go in. So you're because the farther you go through your Paragon port, I think the more stuff required
mm-hmm.
to, like, reach certain requirements, right? So is it? Let me check it out. I can't remember which one I took. Visit site. I take. Yeah, so then I come up here and take the Constricting Tentacles board. You don't need the Legendary Node, but you take the Constricting Tentacles board. Oh,
Yeah.
also this is
If
the.
you mouse over the legendary note, it tells you right there. Yeah, I can
About.
Stricken Tendrils. What board it is?
And then you look, you take Fang and Claw here. So while in Werewolf or Werewolf form, close enemies take 12x increased damage from you. So it kind of, like, balances out. So you have, like, a distant and a close damage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the skill tree, you can take damage from, like, farther away, obviously, for distant enemies, and then this is for close enemies. And then you
That's
some willpower
interesting.
in there. Fang and Claw. Yeah, because you're not always gonna find that sweet spot with Pulverize. Like the whole point of Pulverize, you gotta find the nice sweet spot
Mm-hmm.
of where it's double hitting.
Distance
Yeah.
and close is like, well, distant or close enemies are like reaches out way further in Diablo 4 versus PoE.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
close is like you gotta be really close.
Mhm.
This game it
All right.
reaches
So
out
then
a ways.
you come down here and attach this board for your fourth board. Earth and Devastation is the board.
Earth and
Take
devastation.
that. So this is real big with crowd control. So crowd controlling includes your Poison Creeper, includes your Petrify. So when your Earth skills deal 10x increased damage, critical strike damage increased by 20% of your damage versus crowd controlled enemies. So it's like a stacking, just absolute stack of more damage. It's a big one. That's why the staffs can be is like recommended in the build. I'm pretty sure because you have that damage to crowd controlled. Because you honestly 1800 or 19, or I think, yeah 1900, 1800 overpower damage with the staff is more than enough. And then you take this glyph here, outmatch. I deal 16x increased physical damage to non-elite and bosses. So this is helping with mobbing, just going through dungeons. This is a big one, allow me to just like one tap everything that's not a boss as well.
Yeah.
Helps with that, just like mob clearing, clearing density and stuff. Then you go 4 here. So this is the 4 board. Then you go back up to where you had your String Tentacles board. Then this is the 5th board you're taking, and you're setting it up. Got the load, and then boom. Shapeshifter. Shapeshifting is a 20% chance to cause the skill's damage to critically strike. So you're taking another 20% chance of critical strike. Um, Throwing that on there. That's the 5th board. Look at that.
You get
You
so
come
much
back down.
damage as a druid.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like every
You
single
come
board's
back over
damage,
here.
damage, damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you take it back. You come back over here, and you're taking this legendary node, Survival Instincts, of the board. So this is the 6th board you're putting. So in total, you're using 7 glyphs. So it does take forever to get them. I'm still working on I'm finally at my last glyph to get to 21. But you take Survival Instinct. So while in wearable form, you deal 1x increased damage up to 50% for every 1% difference in current life percent between you and the enemy.
Hmm.
So I think that also comes from could be bossing type thing.
Yeah.
Why I do a lot more damage to bosses because they have a lot more life than me, and it's
Oh yeah, they got
scaled up.
millions
So
life, and we
you
only
know,
have like 10k. So it's
and then so and then take Tectonic here. So I get a 15% lucky hit chance, so that you can randomly hit for like 40 million twice with like boom boom,
Mm-hmm.
and you get critical strike damage with your Earth skills. And then the 7th final board comes down here. It's the Lust for Carnage board. You don't need the thing or whatever, but this is the last bit. And you put Dominate as your final one, which this increases your overpower damage.
More
So this
overpower.
gives me plus
Whoa.
229.
Yeah, huge
I'm saying
number.
overpower damage.
230 overpower. That's huge.